Welcome to 1 full hour of Garten of BanBan lore, a slow, easy journey through every story, theory, and mystery. So relax, close your eyes, and let the kindergarten secrets guide you to sleep. Alright, let's talk about something that a lot of players miss in the Garten of BanBan series, the VHS tapes. These tapes are hidden throughout the game, and they're not just random videos. They actually reveal a lot of deep, disturbing secrets about the characters and the kindergarten itself. Some of them show how the monsters were created, while others show what they went through. Let's start with BanBan 2. This is actually the first game in the series that introduced VHS tapes, and right away, the first one already shows us something terrifying. You can find this tape in the parkour room, near the top section. You have to really explore the area to spot it, but once you do and you play it, you'll see something interesting. It shows a surgeon holding a needle, injecting some kind of strange liquid into a chunk of green clay. That might not sound like a big deal at first, but here's the thing. Jumbobosh was made out of green clay, and this liquid might be givanium, the mysterious substance used to bring these characters to life. So what we're seeing here is probably the exact moment Jumbobosh was created. It's not just a science experiment. This is the beginning of a monster. The second tape in BanBan 2 is in the maintenance room. It's placed on a table with a tape player right beside it. This one is very different. It shows BanBan lying on the ground in a large, empty room. He looks scared. He's curled up, quiet, almost like he's hiding from something. You can't see his face clearly, but you can feel that something's wrong. Why is he like this? Why is he alone? Well, this might be connected to a much bigger problem. We've seen evidence that BanBan has some kind of transformation ability. Sometimes, when he loses control, he becomes what fans call hellish BanBan. It's a scarier, more dangerous version of himself. Maybe this tape shows the aftermath of one of those transformations. Or maybe BanBan saw something so terrifying that even he couldn't handle it. Either way, this tape shows us a side of BanBan that we never see during gameplay, his fear. Now let's move on to BanBan 3, where things get even more interesting. There are 3 main VHS tapes in this game, and they all tell different stories. The first one is in Toadster's jail. If you play this tape, you'll see a toad-like creature bouncing around inside a cell. It's clearly one of the early experiments, and most people agree it's Sheriff Toadster. But he's not a sheriff yet. He doesn't have his hat or badge. He's just an unstable test subject. It shows that even the friendliest looking characters went through dark beginnings. They weren't always who they are now. The second tape in BanBan 3 is hidden after the Jumbobosh escape sequence. At the very end of that hallway, you can find it. And this one, it's mysterious. It shows a child, possibly Claire, standing near Captain Fiddles in the playground. But the tape doesn't explain what's going on. Is Captain Fiddles her friend? Is he watching her, protecting her? Or was he there for something darker? This tape raises a ton of questions. But one thing's clear. Captain Fiddles is more involved in the story than people think. The third tape is in the hallway before the bird race. If you go up the stairs on the right, you'll find it hidden near some debris. And this is where things get creepy again. The tape shows BanBan trapped in another containment room. He's in pain. You can hear him screaming as he transforms into his hellish form. The footage cuts to static during the actual transformation, but the message is clear. BanBan is dangerous. Whatever the scientist did to him, it broke something inside. He's not just scared anymore. He's becoming something else. But here's something not a lot of people know. There's a secret 4th tape in BanBan 3, but it's only found in the game files. It was never added into the final version. This one shows Banbalina sitting alone in a cell. She's not moving. She looks lonely, and we still don't know why the Euphoric brothers cut this tape. Maybe it was too emotional, or maybe it revealed too much. Either way, it's one of the saddest moments in the series, and most players never even see it. Let's go to BanBan 4 next. In BanBan 4, we discover 3 hidden VHS tapes, each one showing us something strange, emotional, and sometimes even disturbing about the characters. The first tape is in the ventilation sector. It shows Banbalina again, standing in front of a birthday cake. It's the same cake from the end of BanBan 2, but instead of being happy, she knocks the cake over. She's angry. Maybe she was expecting someone to come back for her. Maybe she was promised something and then abandoned. Either way, it shows that Banbalina feels trapped. She's not evil. She's just hurt. The second tape is found in the housing sector. It shows Stinger Flynn lying on a little green boat in a white test room. This might be from before he grew in size. He looks peaceful, like he doesn't know what's about to happen to him. It's kind of sad to watch. And now the third tape in BanBan 4 is probably the most mysterious. You'll find this one in the feeding sector. When you play it, you'll see Bitter Giggle and Sheriff Toadster. But they're not alone. Both of them are bowing down in front of someone sitting on a throne. That someone is none other than Queen Bouncelia. And this confirms something we already suspected. In BanBan 4, we saw that Bitter Giggle and Sheriff Toadster treat Queen Bouncelia with deep respect, almost like she's royalty. Well, now we know why. This tape shows that from the beginning, they've always respected her as their queen. Whether they were trained to follow her, or if she really rules over a part of the kindergarten, we don't know, but the power dynamic is crystal clear. Now let's jump ahead to BanBans 6. Once again, the VHS tapes return. Just like before, we find 3 new tapes hidden across the game, but this time, there's a noticeable pattern. All of these tapes seem to show us the early stages of different characters. Let me explain. The first tape in BanBans 6 shows Opilabird, but not the terrifying version we usually run from. Instead, we see her running through a hallway, almost playfully. It's strange, almost like watching her learn how to move for the first time. The second tape is about Tamataki and Chamataki. We see them locked in a room together, and something feels off. They're fighting each other, or at least their two heads are in conflict. The tape captures that awkward stage where the two minds haven't yet learned how to share one body. It's tense, it's strange, and honestly, it's kind of sad. The third tape shows Slow Celine. In this one, she's seen attacking a wall, trying to escape. She looks desperate, like she doesn't understand where she is or why she's there. It almost feels like we're watching her go insane in real time. Once again, we're seeing a character trapped in early development, confused and scared. So what's going on here? Why are all of these characters shown in their early stages of life? Well, there's a popular theory that all of these VHS tapes were recorded before the Bring a Friend Day. Back then, the kindergarten was still experimenting. The surgeons were rushing to finish their creations, but many of these characters weren't ready. They weren't mentally stable, and they weren't physically complete. These tapes show us that desperate time when the surgeons were under pressure, and the monsters they created were still trying to find their purpose. But now, let's talk about BanBans 7. You'd think we'd see more VHS tapes, right? That would make sense since every game before this had at least a few. But here's the weird part. BanBans 7 doesn't include a single VHS tape. That's right, there are none to be found, and no one knows why. Now let's answer a question many people ask about the Garten of BanBan series. Who are we actually playing as? Since the very first game, we've all been told we play as a parent, but now that we've reached BanBan 8, that question is starting to get way more complicated. Are we the child's mom, their dad, a worker from the facility, or maybe someone way more connected to the madness inside BanBan's kindergarten than we ever imagined? Let's go back to the very beginning. In Garten of BanBan 1, we see a small note written in crayon. It says, "Dear Mommy, I'm okay. The nice jellyfish saved us from the big bird and the evil red man. We're going to the jellyfish's home." Just from that one note, a lot of players believed we were playing as the child's mom. That would make sense, right? The letter is written to Mommy, and it sounds like the kid is trying to reassure her. Plus, we find other notes written by the same kid, and they also talk to their mom. So yeah, it's easy to jump to the conclusion that the player is the mother. But hold on, let's think deeper. That note doesn't actually prove anything. It's just one kid writing to their mom, but there were a lot of kids at BanBan's kindergarten during the Bring a Friend event. So what if the kid writing that note isn't your kid? What if it's just one of many children trapped inside the facility? Just because we found their note doesn't mean we're related to them. And that's where things start to get interesting. The only reason people assume we're the mom is because of that one crayon note. But if you think about it, there's no official confirmation anywhere in the game that says you are the mom. The game never shows us our face, never uses our name, never even refers to us in a way that confirms our identity. So what if we're not the mom? What if we're the dad? That actually makes a lot of sense. In most horror games where you play as a parent, it's usually the father who goes on a mission to rescue their child. So maybe we're the dad looking for our missing kid. It would explain why we keep pushing deeper and deeper into the facility, risking everything just to find them. But let's go even further. What if we're not a parent at all? Here's where things start to get really crazy. There's a popular theory that the player might actually be a former worker at BanBan's kindergarten. Maybe we used to work there before the entire place collapsed, and now we've returned after everything went wrong. Maybe we're searching for answers, trying to find out what happened to the kid, the staff, and the experiments. That would explain why we know how to use all the key cards and operate the elevators. A normal parent wouldn't know how to do all that, right? Now here's an even wilder idea. What if the player is related to the surgeons, the people who created all these these creepy mutated characters. In BanBan 4 and BanBan 6, we start to learn that the facility was filled with surgeons doing strange experiments on kids, workers, and even themselves. Some of them vanished after Bring a Friend Day, so what if the person we're playing as is looking for them? Not a missing child, but a missing brother or sister who worked in the facility. That would completely flip the story. We're not saving a kid. We're trying to uncover the truth behind a massive cover-up. Let's not forget how strange the entire story has become. We've seen dream sequences with Stinger Flynn, hallucinations, VHS tapes, showing early versions of characters and events that don't always follow normal time. It's possible that even the player's memories are being controlled. Maybe the person we're playing as thinks they're a parent, but they're not. Maybe they were injected with something by the surgeons. Maybe they're part of the experiments themselves. So who do we play as in Garten of BanBan? It could be a mom, it could be a dad, it could be a forgotten worker, a missing surgeon's sibling, or even a subject of one of the earlier experiments. The truth is, we still don't know for sure. And maybe that's exactly what the euphoric brothers want. Maybe they're saving this reveal for the final game. Now let's talk about one of the biggest questions in the Garten of BanBan series. In the world of Garten of BanBan, there's a huge difference between the characters who talk and the ones who don't. Characters like BanBan, Banbalina, Bittergiggle, and even Sir Dadadoo can speak fluently. But then there are characters like Nabnab, jumbobosh, Kittysaurus, and Opala Bird who never say a single word. So the big question is, why? Why can some characters speak while others stay completely silent? That's exactly what we're going to break down today. Let's start with something simple. Every character in the Garten of BanBan universe was created using a substance called givanium. So logically, they should all have similar capabilities, right? But clearly, that's not the case. Some characters speak perfectly fine, while others can't say a word. The key difference might actually be in their mouth design. Characters like BanBan and Banbalina have mouths shaped like humans. They have full lips and tongues, just like us. But when you look at characters like Nabnab or Kittysaurus, their mouths are very different. Nabnab has a wide circular mouth with sharp teeth, more like a creature than a person. Kittysaurus, being a cat-like figure, has an animal-shaped mouth. So one theory suggests that characters with human-like mouths were designed to speak, while characters with creature-like mouths weren't. Let's take a closer look at Nabnab. In BanBan 0, we see baby versions of several characters. Baby Nabnab never says a word, but Baby BanBan and Baby Bittergiggle do. This tells us that from the beginning, some characters were built with the ability to speak, and others just weren't. Even when they grow up, the ones who couldn't speak as children still remain silent. Now let's talk about Givanium citizens. These characters have human-like faces and mouths, but they still don't speak. Why? One theory is that they're simply not smart enough. In BanBan 7, we do see a Givanium citizen screaming, so they do have vocal cords. But maybe no one ever taught them how to speak. They scream, they panic, but they don't talk. Then there are characters like jumbobosh, Nabnab, and Opala Bird. These characters seem to understand human commands, but still never speak. Jumbobosh helps the player, and Nabnab is a best friend of BanBan, and sometime he follows the commands of BanBan. That means they understand what's going on. So why don't they speak? It could be that they were never programmed with speech. Maybe the scientists didn't think they needed it. Or maybe, like animals, they communicate in their own way, through action, not words. Now here's where it gets interesting. Characters like Sir Dadadoo have similar designs to Nabnab and Nabnalina, but Sir Dadadoo can speak perfectly. So how is that possible? One theory is that Sir Dadadoo was given special treatment. He's royalty, he's the husband of Queen Bouncelia. Maybe the scientists gave him extra intelligence and speech because of how important he was meant to be in the story. Let's not forget characters like Tartabird, Tamataki, and Chamataki, the Naughty Ones, and the Nanny. None of these characters speak. Tartabird's mouth is clearly bird-like, and Tamataki and Chamataki have two heads, but still no voice. The Naughty Ones are mutated and unbalanced. All of this suggests that their silence is part of their design. They weren't built to talk. They were built to do specific tasks. Another interesting theory is based on the idea of language barriers. Maybe some characters characters do speak, but they're not speaking English. Opala Bird, for example, can scream loudly. What if that's her version of language? What if, in her mind, she's talking clearly, but we just don't understand her? That could explain why characters like Gavanium Babies and Opala Bird only make sounds. It's not that they can't talk, it's that they talk in a different way. Now, we are going to solve the mystery of Zulfius. So just a few days ago, I uploaded a video where I added Zulfius to the dumbest characters list, but after reading many comments and doing some deep research, I realized something. I made a huge mistake, because Zulfius is not dumb at all. In fact, his true purpose might be much darker and more important than we ever thought. Zulfius is one of the biggest characters in the entire BanBan series. He's even bigger than jumbobosh and Stinger Flynn. But there's always been one major problem with Zulfius. In all the games, he barely says anything. He only speaks one line in BanBan 3, and even then, it's just, "I'm sorry" in Spanish. But wait, why does he say "I'm sorry"? And why in Spanish? And why does Zulfius appear in Stinger Flynn's dream? Trust me, guys, Zulfius's mystery is much deeper than what we see on the surface. Let's start with the line, "I'm sorry." Why would Zulfius say that? Well, we all know that the characters in BanBan's kindergarten were created for a special event called Bring a Friend Day. But something went terribly wrong during that event. All the monsters ended up attacking the children and workers. Some fan theories suggest that Zulfius was already awake during the Bring a Friend Day event. He saw all the horrible things that happened, things we haven't even seen in the game yet. That's why, when he sees the player, he says, "I'm sorry," because he knows we're looking for a missing child, and he feels guilty for what happened in the past. Now let's talk about something else. Why does Zulfius only stand still and do nothing? There's a theory that makes a lot of sense. After seeing the terrifying events of Bring a Friend Day, Zulfius may have fallen into a deep depression. The event was so traumatizing that it broke him emotionally. That's why we always see him just standing in silence. If you pay close attention, his design actually looks like a sad and depressed character. This might be on purpose. The developers may have designed him this way to show how emotionally broken he is. But just because Zulfius is quiet doesn't mean he's not important. In fact, he might play a very big role in future BanBan games. Let's take a closer look at the characters who appear in Stinger Flynn's dream. These characters are not random. Every single one is important to the story. First, we see BanBan himself, who is clearly the main character of the series. Most of the plot is centered around him. Then, we see Nabnab. Even though some people joke about him, he appears in almost every BanBan game and plays a huge role. He's also BanBan's best friend. Next, we see Stinger Flynn in the dream. That makes sense too, because it's his dream, and the developers have already confirmed that Flynn will be very important in the future. But the next two characters are more mysterious. One of them is Captain Fiddles. He's strange because we almost never see him physically in the game. The developers even said he will be very important later in the series. And then, the last character in the dream is Zulfius. Now think about that. Why would Zulfius be part of this group? Every other character in Stinger Flynn's dream is someone who plays a key role in the story. So this means Zulfius must be important too. He wouldn't appear in such a major dream scene if he didn't matter. The developers are clearly giving us a hint. And here's something even more interesting. In the teaser trailer for BanBan 8, we actually see Zulfius again. That's right. Even though he hasn't done much in past games, he's still being shown in the latest teaser. This proves that Euphoric Brothers are not done with his character. In fact, they might be preparing to give him a big role in BanBan 8. Why would they include him in the trailer if he didn't matter? There's another theory that says Zulfius might be a failed experiment. Maybe he wasn't supposed to turn out this way. Maybe that's why he doesn't speak much and only stands still. But even if he is a failed experiment, that doesn't mean he's useless. Sometimes the most broken characters have the most powerful stories. And we've already seen that Garten of BanBan has a lot of emotional and dark storylines. So now, I am going to explain every single kid's note from the Garten of BanBan series. So as we all know, in every Garten of BanBan game, we find some kind of written notes. And these notes actually reveal very important details about the story, the missing children, and even the monsters. But most people completely miss the deeper meaning behind these notes, so get ready, because these notes may seem simple at first, but once you look closely, they reveal a lot more than you think. In BanBan 1, there are a total of 2 kid-written notes. Both of these were clearly left behind by one of the missing children during the Bring a Friend Day event, and when you read them carefully, you start to understand just how terrifying that day really was. In the first note, it says, "I want to play with the whole bird, but everyone left me. Everyone have party without me. Miss Mason see me, but but go. I am scared because hole is loud and my friends scream in it, but bird is funny. Now, this might sound confusing, but when you think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense. The child wanted to play with Opila bird, but got left behind during the party. They mentioned that Miss Mason saw them, but didn't help, and the screams they heard were likely from other kids being attacked by the mascots. We already know that during the Bring a Friend Day event, all the mascots lost control and went crazy, so this poor kid was trapped, hearing his friends scream from somewhere nearby. That's why the kid writes that the hole is loud and scary, even though the bird seems funny. The second note from BanBan 1 is even more emotional. It says, "Dear Mommy, I am hiding in a room, but I have to fight the monster. It is the only chance to make Claire like me." The kid even draws a picture of himself fighting a giant bird, which is clearly Opila bird. This shows how desperate the kid was, thinking that by being brave, he could impress someone named Claire, probably his sibling. But the fact that he felt like he had to fight a monster shows how terrifying and unsafe the kindergarten had become. Now, let's move to BanBan 2. In this game, there are 8 notes total, but only one of them is written by a kid. The rest are written by employees, so we won't include those here. The one kid-written note in BanBan 2 says, "Dear Mommy, I am okay and Claire is okay. The nice jellyfish saved us from the big bird and the evil red man. We are going to the jellyfish's home." The note also includes a drawing that shows 2 kids, probably the writer and Claire, and a big smiling jellyfish. This is a major reveal because it proves that not all mascots are evil. The jellyfish mentioned here is clearly Stinger Flynn. The kid even says Flynn saved them from both Opila bird and the evil red man, who we can assume is BanBan himself. That tells us that Stinger Flynn is different. He actually rescued some kids during the chaos and took them somewhere safe. Let's move on to BanBan 3. Once again, we find a short note written by a child. It says, "Dear Mommy, the nice jellyfish is very strong. He carried everyone to here, but Miss Mason hates him, and I don't know why." There's also a drawing of Stinger Flynn lifting dumbbells, showing how strong he is. This confirms the idea from BanBan 2 that Flynn not only saved the kids, but physically carried them to a new location using his big tentacles. But what's more interesting is that Miss Mason apparently hates Stinger Flynn. Why? That's the big mystery. Maybe Miss Mason had a different plan, and Flynn ruined it by saving the kids. Or maybe Flynn knows something dangerous about her. Either way, this note hints at a deeper conflict between Miss Mason and Stinger Flynn. Now we go to BanBan 4. In this game, we find another note from a child, and this one is much more positive. It says, "Dear Mommy, we just had the best party ever." The kid includes a happy drawing of himself, Claire, and Stinger Flynn all smiling together. So even though they're trapped somewhere, the kids still feel safe and happy with Flynn. But one thing is off. Miss Mason is also in the drawing, and she doesn't look happy at all. This shows us that even though Stinger Flynn is trying to make things better for the kids, Miss Mason is clearly not on the same page. Maybe she's planning something else behind the scenes. Then in BanBan 6, we get another important note. It says, "Dear Mommy, we will not talk to the face like Miss Mason said." This note once again shows the kid and Stinger Flynn partying and being happy, but there's something new in the drawing. We see a sad face watching them from a distance. That face is Zulfius. It's very clear. He's shown with his large round head, watching from afar and looking sad. But now we have a weird situation. Why would Miss Mason tell the kids not to talk to Zulfius? Is he dangerous? Or is Miss Mason just trying to keep him away for her own reasons? It's not clear yet, but the fact that Zulfius looks sad in the drawing suggests he's not actually evil. Maybe he just wants to help the kids, but Miss Mason is stopping him. In BanBan 7, things get a lot darker. The note here says, "Dear Mommy, where are you? I miss you. The jellyfish gone too. Everyone is scared." And this time, the drawing is completely different. The kid draws himself and Claire looking terrified. Miss Mason is in the picture too, but she also looks scared. And then there's something new. A weird face that doesn't look like Zulfius at all. This face is different. It's not shaped like any character we've seen before, and that's very important. Remember the BanBan 6 note where Miss Mason said not to talk to the face? Maybe that warning wasn't about Zulfius after all. Maybe there's a new, unknown character, something even more dangerous, that Miss Mason was trying to hide. If that's true, then we might meet this mysterious face in BanBan 8. And that brings us to where we are now. Across all the BanBan games, we've seen the story unfold through the eyes of the missing kids. And these notes reveal a hidden storyline that's been right in front of us the whole time. We now know that Stinger Flynn tried to save the children, that Miss Mason might have her own secret agenda, that Zulfius could be misunderstood, and that there's possibly an unknown character still lurking in the shadows. These drawings and letters might look innocent, but they've been revealing the true story piece by piece. Now, let's go through the full history of the drone remote in Garten of BanBan. From the very first moment we explore the abandoned kindergarten, the drone and its remote become our main tool. They're simple at first, but across each game, the mechanics start to change. And by the time we reach BanBans 7, the drone remote becomes something completely different. But before we talk about the new versions of the remote, we need to understand how it works in the first place. The drone remote uses radio signals to send commands to the drone. When you press the left mouse button, it tells the drone to fly to a specific location. But there's a catch. If the signal is blocked, like by yellow glass, the drone ignores the command. That means you'll need to find a better angle or open a door before the signal can reach the drone. On the other hand, if your drone is stuck in another room, the right mouse button teleports it to the nearest preset location. That makes it much easier to bring the drone with you as you move between rooms. Now that we understand how the remote works, let's look at how it's used in every game, starting with the original BanBan 1. In Garten of BanBan 1, we first discover the drone remote inside the electrical room, but it's not ready to use yet. To power it up, we need to collect 2 batteries, both hidden in the cafeteria area. Once powered, the drone remote allows us to command the drone using left click to fly towards certain buttons or puzzle elements. Right click lets us bring the drone back instantly to a nearby area. This is the simplest version of the drone remote, and while it's limited, it sets the foundation for everything that comes next. Then, in BanBan 2, things immediately take a turn. At the end of BanBan 1, we crash the lift, and the drone remote is damaged. Specifically, its antenna is broken, and we can't use it at the start of the game. It's completely useless until we find a replacement antenna in the break room. Once repaired, it works just like before. Left click to command, right click to recall. But now we realize the drone isn't invincible. Both the drone and the remote can be damaged, which hints at how important these tools really are. By the time we get to BanBan 3, the remote needs fresh batteries again. We can find them in the ground sector, specifically near the information kiosk and next to the drone customization panel. Once the batteries are in place, the remote works like before. However, during the Knob Nalina surgery minigame, you're required to temporarily set the remote down so you can use tools like the syringe and tongs. This is one of the first times we're actually forced to separate from the drone remote. A small but interesting change that shows how it's becoming part of the story, not just a gameplay mechanic. Now, let's move to BanBan 4, where something strange happens. At one point, we find what looks like a yellow drone remote, and it seems like a major upgrade, but it turns out to be a trap. This fake remote was planted by Sheriff Toadster, likely as part of his interrogation or testing process. Once we're caught in the trap, the remote is taken away, and we don't get it back until after Sheriff Toadster completes his interrogation. BanBan 5 was skipped by the Euphoric brothers, and in BanBan 6, the drone remote doesn't receive any major upgrades. It still functions the same way, and we mostly use it to hit buttons and solve puzzles. But then BanBan 7 completely changes the game. In Garten of BanBan 7, we meet Seringen, and he gives us the biggest upgrade the drone has ever received, Drone Remote 2.0. With Remote 2.0, everything changes. This new version of the remote doesn't just command the drone from a distance. Now we can actually control the drone directly using special control panels scattered throughout the area known as SID Engine. When using one of these panels, the player views the world from the drone's perspective, almost like entering a mini first-person flight mode. You use space to move up, shift to move down, and you have full vertical control. It feels more like flying a real drone rather than just clicking on a button. But that's not all. If you bump into objects or fly somewhere the game doesn't want you to go, the drone will automatically teleport to a nearby preset location to prevent soft locking. This new functionality is smart, helpful, and much more advanced than the original remote from BanBan 1. What's even cooler is that Remote 2.0 still includes all the original functions. You can still use left click and right click like before. It's a complete upgrade, not a replacement. Now, let's dive into the complete history of the Garten of BanBan series. The Garten of BanBan series is one of the most talked about indie horror franchises in recent years. But how did it all begin? To fully understand the Garten of BanBan series, we have to go back to where it all started. Meet these two brothers, Ferris and Geppo. These two are the Euphoric brothers, the developers behind Garten of BanBan. Before working on Garten of BanBan, the Euphoric brothers were already making small indie games. One of their early projects, Introvert, a teenager simulator, was a horror game that gained some attention, but it was Garten of BanBan that truly put them on the map. The first Garten of BanBan game was released on January 6, 2023, and was available for free on Steam. It introduced players to BanBan's Kindergarten, a once thriving daycare that was mysteriously abandoned after all the children disappeared. Players took on the role of a parent searching for their missing child, only to uncover the horrifying secrets hidden within the facility. The first game was the shortest in the series, featuring only two monsters, Opila Bird and Jumbobosh, who appeared at the end of the game. Despite its simple gameplay, the game quickly gained attention. Many YouTubers started playing it, and Garten of BanBan suddenly became a big name in indie horror. However, not everyone was impressed. The game's character designs and mechanics led to heavy criticism, and many people made memes mocking the game. Others criticized the Euphoric brothers for rushing development, and the backlash only grew stronger after the release of Garten of BanBan 2. Less than 2 months later, on March 3, 2023, Garten of BanBan 2 was released. This sequel expanded on the story with a longer playtime and introduced new characters like Nabnob, Sheriff Toadster, Slow Celine, Baby Opila Birds, and Zulfius. Unlike the first game, BanBan 2 was not free. It was priced at $6, which led to even more backlash. Many players complained that the game wasn't worth the price, especially because of bugs and glitches. At the same time, the Euphoric brothers made some controversial tweets, which only fueled the drama. Despite the criticism, the developers didn't stop. On May 5, 2023, Garten of BanBan 3 was released. This game introduced several important new characters, including Queen Bouncelia, Tartabird, Nabnalina, Tamataki, and Chamataki, and most importantly, Stinger Flynn. This installment also revealed some of the most significant locations in the series, making it a key part of the franchise's expanding lore. Interestingly, by the time BanBan 3 was released, the drama surrounding the series had started to die down. If you look at the reviews for BanBan 3, they were much more positive compared to the previous game. Then, on August 11, 2023, Garten of BanBan 4 was released. This game introduced Bittergiggle, a major new character, and expanded the roles of Queen Bouncelia, Zulfius, and Tamataki and Chamataki. One of the most important additions in this game was Sheriff Toadster, who would go on to play a massive role in the series. However, BanBan 4 was also involved in an unusual incident. It was leaked by an unknown user before its official release. But then something even stranger happened. The Euphoric brothers suddenly released 2 new game pages on Steam at the same time, one for BanBan 5 and one for BanBan 6. But instead of releasing BanBan 5, they skipped it entirely and launched BanBan 6 first. This confused a lot of fans who weren't sure if BanBan 5 had been cancelled or delayed. Despite the confusion, Garten of BanBan 6 was released in December 2023. This game introduced several new characters and expanded the storyline even further. One of the most important additions was Sir Dadadoo, a powerful new enemy. By this point, the BanBan series had released 5 games in just 1 year, an insane development speed for an indie game franchise. But after BanBan 6, something changed. For the first time, fans had to wait months for the next game. BanBan 7 took 5 months to develop, making it the longest gap between releases in the series. Naturally, expectations were high. When BanBan 7 finally launched on May 10, 2024, it exceeded many fans' expectations. Even some people who originally criticized the series admitted that BanBan 7 had improved a lot in terms of graphics, characters, and story. This game featured one of the saddest moments in the series, as well as one of its scariest jump scares. After BanBan 7, fans eagerly waited for BanBan 8. The Euphoric brothers released 2 trailers for the game, but months passed without a release date. Then, something completely unexpected happened. Instead of releasing BanBan 8, the Euphoric brothers dropped a trailer for BanBan 0. This was something never seen before in indie horror. Rather than moving forward, the developers decided to go backward with a prequel. At first, fans were confused, but excitement quickly grew when it was revealed that BanBan 0 would explore the origins of BanBan's kindergarten. Even more surprising, BanBan 0 was going to be free, just like the first game. After months of waiting, BanBan 0 was finally released on February 21st, 2025. This game revealed some of the most shocking secrets in the series and helped explain the confusing ending of BanBan 7. It was also the first game in the series to only have case update reports as journals and the first to launch with achievements. But now, fans are once again waiting for BanBan 8. So far, there's no official release date, but some fans believe it could come out in May, just like BanBan 7. However, in the middle of all these releases, there's still one major mystery. What happened to BanBan 5? Many fans have speculated that the game is secretly in development. Now, let's dive into all the secrets of Seringen. So you all know Seringen, the mysterious doctor-looking character from the Garten of BanBan series. But what if I told you there are things about Seringen that most players completely miss? Let's get started. The first secret is something only a few fans noticed. In the official banner for Garten of BanBan 7, Serengen's eyes have white glowing dots. But if you look at his actual in-game model, those white dots are completely gone. Now, was this just a design error? Or did the euphoric brothers purposely remove them to change how we see him? Some fans believe these dots were meant to represent a spark of life or emotion, and removing them might mean Seringen is now cold, robotic, or possibly corrupted. It's a very small detail, but it changes how we understand his personality. The second secret is about Serengen's age. Most people don't realize it, but Seringen is actually the oldest known case in the entire series. We see him both in BanBan 0 and BanBan 7, and he looks exactly the same in both games. That means he's been alive for a very long time. Based on his calm voice, serious behavior, and more human-like design, many theories suggest Seringen is around 30 to 40 years old. That's much older than characters like jumbobosh or nabnab. And this could be why Seringen is so intelligent and emotionally stable. He's seen more, he's experienced more, and he doesn't act on impulse like others. Now, the third secret comes from a very mysterious moment in BanBan 7. During a conversation, Seringen talks about getting information from a mutual friend, but he never says who that friend is. Most fans believe it's Sheriff Toadster, and that theory actually makes sense because Toadster was hiding in the city, and Seringen had already been living in the SID Engine sector before we even got there. So the two of them could have shared important info. If they really were working together, maybe they're both trying to stop someone more dangerous. Still, some fans believe that mutual friend is someone we haven't even met yet. Whoever it is, Seringen clearly has deep connections behind the scenes. Secret number 4 might be one of the darkest. In BanBan 0, there's a theory that Seringen was the one who told BanBan how to release Ramamba from the tank. Why? So Ramamba could get rid of Flumbo. We already know that Seringen helped BanBan trap Flumbo inside a closet, and later in BanBan 7, he even tries to stop the player from peeling back a poster that reveals Flumbo's real design. It all adds up. Seringen may have planned this from the very beginning to erase Flumbo completely from the kindergarten. And think about this. Baby BanBan literally told Flumbo to stand in front of a specific door. That door had Ramamba hiding behind it. But how did Baby BanBan know that? It's very possible Seringen told him exactly what to do. It's not just theory. It feels like a planned setup to remove Flumbo. Now for secret number 5. Many fans believe that Seringen was designed specifically to be a surgeon. In the world of Garten of BanBan, every character is made using a combination of Givanium and other genetic materials. For example, jumbobosh is made from clay and gorilla DNA. So if Seringen was designed to be a surgeon, it's likely that his creation involved mixing Givanium with the DNA of a real doctor or a skilled medical expert. The sixth secret is one that only observant players have noticed. In Serengen's operating room, one of the body bags has a small piece of paper sticking out, and if you zoom in, it says, "You are observant." That's not just a creepy message. It feels like Seringen is directly speaking to the player. Why would a message like that be hidden in a body bag? It could be a clue for the future. Or maybe Seringen knows that someone is always watching him, possibly even someone outside the kindergarten. This one small paper might be a bigger mystery than we realize. Secret 7 is written right on the whiteboard in Serengen's surgery room. It says, "Protect the scepter piece," with a question mark at the end. That tiny question mark is important. It means Seringen himself doesn't even know if the scepter should be protected or destroyed. Maybe he's following someone else's orders without fully understanding what's going on. Or maybe Seringen is starting to question everything happening inside the kindergarten. It's a sign that even someone as intelligent as Seringen might be confused or in doubt about the true goal of the entire facility. Secret 8 is a small but interesting mistake from earlier games. If you look closely at the mural art in BanBan 4, Serengen's eyeball were colored brown, but in later games, like BanBan 7 and the BanBan BanBan 8 teaser, his eyeballs are fully black. This was probably just a simple color error by the developers, and they corrected it later. Sometimes small mistakes happen during game development, and this is just one of those examples. Nothing major changed about Seringen's story, but it's a cool little detail for observant players. Secret 9 comes from the BanBan 8 teaser trailer. In the teaser, we see Seringen performing an eye surgery, but if you look closely, he's actually holding the eye backwards while placing it into someone. This small detail made a lot of fans very confused. Some players believe it's just a simple animation mistake, but others think there could be a deeper meaning behind it. Maybe Seringen is experimenting in ways we don't fully understand yet. There are already many theories about the backward eye, and if Seringen is doing it on purpose, it could have major consequences for BanBan's transformation. And finally, Secret 10. Seringen is one of the very few characters in the entire Garten of BanBan series who shows a high level of intelligence. While most characters act on instinct, emotion, or childish behavior, Seringen is calm, logical, and even philosophical at times. He's not just another creature wandering the kindergarten. He's someone with a plan, someone who thinks deeply before acting. Whether he's helping or hurting us, one thing is clear: Seringen is playing a much bigger game than anyone else. Now, let's dive into the full history of BanBan, the true mascot of BanBan's kindergarten, and probably one of the most tragic characters in the whole series. From his early creation as Case 6 to the moment he lost his mind, and finally his transformation into his terrifying hellish form. This is everything you need to know about BanBan. Let's start from the very beginning with BanBan's creation. BanBan, also known as Case 6, was one of the very first mascots created at the kindergarten. The scientists originally tried to bring BanBan to life using a human-like circulatory system, but that experiment completely failed. The human system was just too weak and couldn't handle the unique structure of these mascot creatures. Because of this failure, the staff decided to try something else. They switched BanBan's circulatory system to a galvanium-based system. Galvanium, as you know, is that mysterious silver-like material that can bring non-living things to life in this world. After switching BanBan to a galvanium circulatory system, he finally came to life. But there was one major side effect. Since BanBan's DNA was created using a real human genome donor, specifically the genome of a man named Dr. Uthman Adam, BanBan didn't just come to life randomly. He actually started remembering memories from Dr. Uthman Adam's real human life. Just like other galvanium experiments, the memories somehow stayed locked inside the mascot's mind. Because of this, BanBan acted strangely compared to other mascots. He could eat, he could drink, he could speak fluently. He had high-level human intelligence. He was also cooperative most of the time, but there was always a deep confusion inside of him. Deep down, BanBan believed he was Dr. Uthman Adam, not just a mascot created from his genome. And strangely, like all other alive cases, BanBan also reported feeling constant pain inside his body, pain that no one could fully explain. At first, the staff thought this could be manageable, so to fix BanBan's confusion, they arranged a private meeting between BanBan and the real Dr. Uthman Adam. This meeting probably took place inside BanBan's cell. When Adam Uthman entered the room, BanBan treated him like a stranger, even offering a handshake, despite believing in his mind that he himself was Adam. During the meeting, Dr. Uthman explained that he was BanBan's original genome donor and started telling BanBan about the science behind galvanium procedures. But while Adam was talking, something inside BanBan snapped. Without warning, BanBan became extremely aggressive and tried to attack Adam. Security stopped BanBan before any major harm was done, but Adam Uthman still suffered some minor injuries. After this violent outburst, BanBan was placed in solitary confinement to prevent any further danger. And this is where everything truly began to fall apart for BanBan. Locked alone, BanBan lost his mind. He began repeating only a few random words over and over again: Galvanium, Pancreas, Weverly, and Adam. It was clear that BanBan's mind was shattering under the pressure of conflicting memories and the painful truth of his existence. He repeatedly begged the staff to let him see Dr. Weverly Mason, who was Dr. Uthman Adam's best friend. And because BanBan thought he was Adam, in his mind, Weverly Mason was his best friend too. But after the attack incident, the staff ignored all of his requests. To try and solve BanBan's growing instability, the staff created a new mascot, BanBalina. BanBalina was similar to BanBan in many ways, but this time, they made sure that BanBalina would never meet her human genome donor. They wanted to avoid another case of memory confusion. BanBalina was placed into BanBan's cell, where he was found crying alone in the corner. When BanBalina approached him, BanBan suddenly rushed at her, not to attack, but to hug her. After the hug, BanBan returned to his corner and remained silent. At first, this meeting seemed to help, but strangely, after BanBalina met BanBan, she started becoming uncooperative too. It was later discovered that BanBalina's genome donor was actually Dr. Weverly Mason, the very person BanBan had been desperately crying out for. In BanBan's broken mind, BanBalina wasn't just another mascot, she was his lost best friend. This emotional connection completely broke whatever little control the staff had left over BanBan. In a desperate attempt to fix BanBan's mental instability, the scientists decided to inject him with a new type of galvanium solution. This solution was designed to suppress his intelligence and emotional instability, to basically dumb him down and make him more manageable. At first, the experiment looked like it was working, but then everything went horribly wrong. BanBan began shaking violently. He screamed in unbearable stomach pain, and then the transformation began. Unknowingly, the scientists had created BanBan's hellish form. Instead of making BanBan calmer, the galvanium solution mutated his body and mind into something far more dangerous and uncontrollable. This new hellish BanBan had pure rage burning inside him, and no way to stop it. And right around this time, the infamous Bring a Friend event took place at the kindergarten. During this event, many kids were invited to interact with the mascot characters, but something went terribly wrong. According to some reports, BanBan completely lost control during the event. He transformed into his hellish form right there in front of everyone, and when he changed, he attacked, harming children, staff members, and anyone else who was nearby. The kindergarten facility quickly turned into a place of pure horror. This event was one of the final straws that led to the full collapse of the kindergarten and all the horrors that followed. After the chaos of the Bring a Friend Day event, everything inside BanBan's kindergarten changed forever. And when the player enters the kindergarten during the first game, their mission is simple: find their missing child. But from the very start, it's clear that something is very wrong. In Garten of BanBan 1, the player doesn't physically meet BanBan at all. Instead, they only see BanBan's posters and wall art across the kindergarten. Even though BanBan himself doesn't appear, his name is everywhere, from the title of the kindergarten itself to the pictures of mascot families. In every family picture, BanBan stands proudly like the leader of the group. It's already confirmed from these details that BanBan isn't just another mascot. He's the centerpiece. He's the most important character in the entire kindergarten. As the player moves deeper into the facility, they proceed into the hub, eventually reaching the communications sector. There, they finally hear BanBan's voice for the first time. But BanBan isn't speaking as himself. He's pretending to be a human security guard trapped inside an office. He tells the player that he accidentally got locked inside the security office and asks for help escaping. Following his instructions, the player goes to the break room, where BanBan remotely unlocks access to the maintenance room. However, things quickly go wrong. Inside the dark maintenance tunnels, Nabnab appears and begins chasing the player. Luckily, the player manages to escape by running toward a stairwell, where Nabnab slams head first into a wall, knocking himself out cold. The player then rushes to the security office, thinking they're about to rescue the security guard. But when they enter the office, it's completely empty. No security guard, no BanBan, just a note sitting on the table. The note reads, "If you read this fast enough, you might be able to escape, but I'm going to hit you very, very hard." Before the player can even finish reading the message, BanBan ambushes them, hitting them in the back of the head and knocking them unconscious. At this point, BanBan reveals his true intentions. He has captured the player to use them as a perfect surgical specimen, and he also steals all of their keycards. BanBan then drags the unconscious player's body into the medical sector and presumably performs some type of surgery before stitching them back up and dumping them inside the storage room. Later, BanBan reappears at the end of BanBan 2. As the player explores deeper into the abandoned kindergarten, an unknown announcement calls for an assembly just as the player enters the assembly room. Without warning, the doors shut behind them, trapping the player inside the most dangerous room in the entire facility. BanBan then rises from an unknown lift behind reinforced glass and starts speaking to the player. He explains that an assembly has been called, and all the walkways are now open, meaning that all the monstrous mascots are converging onto the room. Jumbobosh's giant hand bursts out of one door, and BanBalina charges out out of hers. Following BanBan's instructions, the player runs through Opala Bird's walkway in a desperate attempt to survive. This shows us that even though BanBan attacked the player earlier, he's not fully evil, at least not yet. He's still capable of helping the player when things get truly dangerous. After surviving the assembly, BanBan's role grows even deeper in BanBan 3. When the player reaches the -3 floor, the last functional level of the kindergarten before the Bring a Friend Day disaster, BanBan is waiting for them. This time, BanBan is much more open about his condition. He's genuinely happy to see the player, but warns them that he cannot help face to face. He says he is prone to violent instinct, referencing his hellish form. BanBan explains that he doesn't fully trust himself anymore. He encourages the player to talk to Stinger Flynn in the aquatic sector, hinting that Flynn might know more about the deeper problems inside the facility. Later in BanBan 3, BanBan gives the player an important task. He explains that some scientists believed Nabnab was aggressive because he was lonely. Their solution was to create a companion, Nabnalina. During the Bring a Friend Day event, Nabnalina's creation was interrupted, but BanBan says the hardest part of the procedure was already done. He instructs the player to finish the surgery by injecting the correct Gavanium mixture into Nabnalina's body. Following BanBan's directions, the player completes the procedure perfectly, and Nabnalina is finally brought to life. After waking up, Nabnalina roams loose around the facility. The player is then given a special spider assembly audio tape. BanBan tells the player to return to the aquatic sector and play the tape through the lounge speaker to bring Nabnab and Nabnalina together. And this is where everything changes for BanBan. Using Mr. Kebab Man, the player lures one of the Opila chicks away from Opila Bird and Tarta Bird, causing chaos. During the confusion, Stinger Flynn emerges once again, this time carrying a knocked-out BanBan. Flynn explains that BanBan's mind has unlocked some vital hidden information. Using his powers, Flynn transforms BanBan into his hellish form. For the first time in the series, we witness hellish BanBan. BanBan rises in his new monstrous form and immediately begins chasing the player and the birds through an old racing test course. After a tense chase sequence, the player reaches the monster fight area. Here, BanBan faces off against jumbobosh in an epic battle. Sadly for BanBan, he loses the fight. jumbobosh overpowers him easily, but just before BanBan is seriously injured, Stinger Flynn jumps back into the fight and saves BanBan's life. Following this battle, BanBan's role shifts again in BanBan 4. In BanBan 4, BanBan continues to help the player, offering small but important pieces of advice. But the most important moment happens when BanBan and the player reach a large opening over the abyss. BanBan takes Mr. Kebab Man off his back and calls out to Zulfius, planning to give Mr. Kebab Man to him. But before anything can happen, Nabnab suddenly jumps out, steals Mr. Kebab Man, and runs away. BanBan immediately chases after Nabnab, with the player following behind. But the player is too slow to catch up. When the player finally arrives, they see BanBan and Nabnab trapped behind a glass wall. Nabnab tries to fight BanBan, but during the struggle, BanBan loses control of himself again. He transforms into his hellish form once more. In his monstrous state, BanBan easily overpowers Nabnab, beating him mercilessly and eventually slamming his unconscious body against the wall. After the brutal fight, hellish BanBan collapses to the ground in a manic, exhausted state. This shows how unstable BanBan truly is now. Even though he wants to help the player and save others, the hellish side inside him is growing stronger, and it's becoming harder for BanBan to control it. After the brutal events of BanBan 4, the story picks up again in BanBan 6. Here, the player continues their mission deeper into the destroyed kindergarten, and BanBan is right there with them. After the escape of the naughty ones, the player sets out on a mission to find 4 buttons scattered across floor -5. All 4 buttons need to be activated to unlock a special door leading to the Scepter Room, a mysterious place hidden deep inside the facility. Finally, after activating all 4 buttons, BanBan, the player, and Bittergiggle enter the Scepter Room together. But before they can even approach the chest containing the scepter, Nabnab appears out of nowhere. Nabnab quickly presses the button to open the chest, but inside, the scepter is missing a piece. The missing piece had been taken by the surgeon. Before anyone can react, Sir Dadadoo arrives with his army of leeches, blocking the only way out. Realizing the danger, BanBan quickly thinks of a risky plan. He pretends to befriend Nabnab to calm him down, but the moment Nabnab lets his guard down, BanBan pulls out a hidden syringe, likely filled with the same experimental galvanium solution that caused his own hellish transformation. Without hesitation, BanBan injects Nabnab, instantly mutating him into a terrifying new hellish form. Hellish Nabnab loses control and starts attacking Sir Dadadu, buying enough time for BanBan, Bittergiggle, and the player to escape into the garden, a naughty one following closely behind. After fleeing through the garden, the three reach two worker lift shafts, one with a lift and one empty. Bittergiggle realizes that the naughty ones actually enjoy his jokes. In an emotional moment, Bittergiggle chooses to fall into the empty shaft, sacrificing himself and deciding to live among the naughty ones as their jester. BanBan and the player continue ahead and get onto the second lift, but things only get worse. Sir Dadadu corners them at the exit, revealing a horrifying truth. Almost the entire BanBan gang has been captured and notified. Without hesitating, BanBan steps out of the lift. He fights off the notified monsters by himself, buying precious time for the player to escape and hopefully find the surgeon to save everyone. But BanBan's sacrifice comes at a terrible cost. The notified cases brutally tear BanBan apart. They cover him in deep scratch marks, tear into his flesh, and rip out his left eye. BanBan quickly succumbs to his injuries, collapsing in a bloody mess on the floor. This ending of BanBan 6 made many fans believe that BanBan was truly dead, and things got even worse when the teaser trailers for BanBan 7 started releasing. In BanBan 7 teaser trailer 2, we see BanBan's body lying on the ground, completely motionless. His injuries are horrifying. He's missing an eye, his body is battered, and there's no sign of movement. This teaser made the community panic, as it seemed clear that BanBan had died trying to protect the player. And then BanBan 7 released, and BanBan never appears in the entire game, not even once. This made fans almost certain BanBan was gone, but then something incredible happened. In the BanBan 8 teaser trailer, we finally see BanBan again, still injured, still missing an eye, but alive. In the teaser, BanBan is seen opening a closet, the same closet where Flumbo had been locked away by BanBan and Seringen long ago. This simple scene of BanBan opening the closet, despite his injuries, was enough to shock and excite the entire fanbase. And just a few days ago, the Euphoric brothers released a brand new image from BanBan 8, teasing BanBan's new form. In this image, BanBan looks even more terrifying. He's bigger, he's scarier, he looks like a brand new version of his hellish form, maybe even a final, unstoppable transformation. Now, let's answer one final question. Who is the smartest character in the series? So in the Garten of BanBan series, we've seen all kinds of characters. Some are extremely dumb, while others are surprisingly intelligent. But who is the smartest character in the entire series? Let's start with Bittergiggle. At first, he might not seem that smart since he's a jester who just wants to make people laugh. But if we look deeper, we can see that he has a strong understanding of people and situations. Bittergiggle is one of the few characters who actually show emotions and regret for his past mistakes. In BanBan 6, he plays a huge role in helping us open the Queen's scepter chest. Without him, we wouldn't have been able to get the scepter at all. And let's not forget what happened in BanBan 4. He made Queen Bouncelia laugh, but this caused all the naughty ones to escape. However, in BanBan 6, he admits that he feels bad for what happened and even apologizes. That kind of self-awareness is rare in Garten of BanBan. Then, in BanBan 7, when Sheriff Toadster accidentally attacks him, Bittergiggle doesn't get angry. Instead, he understands that it was just a mistake. This kind of emotional intelligence and ability to reflect on past actions makes Bittergiggle one of the smartest characters in the series. Now, let's talk about Queen Bouncelia. She's not just one of the most important characters in the series, she's also extremely intelligent. Unlike most of the other creatures in BanBan's kindergarten, Queen Bouncelia actually understands the player's true purpose. In BanBan 4, when the player enters her kingdom, instead of treating them like a criminal, she realizes they're only there to find their missing child. That's why she promises to help. But what makes her even smarter is her knowledge of the Queen's scepter. She seems to be the only character in the entire kindergarten who truly understands how powerful the scepter is. She also likely knows a lot about galvanium, the mysterious substance that plays a huge role in Garten of BanBan. However, after the naughty ones escape from her pouch, we don't know if she survived. In the BanBan 6 teaser trailer, we see Queen Bouncelia lying on the ground, motionless. Hopefully, she's still alive somewhere in the kindergarten. Sheriff Toadster is another character who proves his intelligence through his actions. From BanBan 4 onwards, he consistently helps the player in their journey. Unlike many of the other creatures, Sheriff Toadster has never been notified, which means he's managed to resist Sir Dadadu's influence. He also has a strong moral compass, which makes him one of the most trustworthy characters in the series. Queen Bouncelia herself trusts him, and he's also one of the few characters who gets along well with many others. His ability to form alliances and navigate the dangerous world of Garten of BanBan without getting caught or corrupted shows that he's a lot smarter than most other characters. Now, we can't talk about intelligent characters without mentioning BanBan himself. Even though he sometimes transforms into his monstrous form, he is still one of the most clever characters in the series. Just look at what he did in BanBan Zero. As a little kid, he was able to trick Flumbo and lock him inside a closet. He even managed to defeat Ramamban. That alone proves that BanBan was highly intelligent from a young age, and as he grew up, he only became smarter. In BanBan 2, he even tricks the player. Throughout the series, BanBan has been helping us in many ways, and his ability to think ahead and manipulate situations in his favor makes him one of the smartest characters in the series. But if we're talking about intelligence, we have to discuss Stinger Flynn. He is one of the few experiments that were actually completed before the Bring a Friend event took place. He even has the ability to control people's minds. During the Bring a Friend event, it was Stinger Flynn who took all the missing children. He knows exactly where they are, but he refuses to tell the player. That alone makes him one of the most mysterious and intelligent characters in the series. And if you look at his design, he even looks like a character that was meant to be portrayed as highly intelligent. It's clear that Stinger Flynn was created with a purpose, and that purpose was to be smarter than almost every other character in Garten of BanBan. Now, let's talk about Sir Dadadu. This guy is not just smart, he's a strategic mastermind. He literally created an entire army of naughtified characters just so he could get the Queen's scepter. He was willing to fight everyone in his way just to get that scepter, which means he clearly understood its power. But unfortunately for him, in the BanBan 7 ending, he ended up losing to jumbobosh's strength. Still, the fact that he was able to plan out such a massive operation, build an army, and nearly take control of the entire kindergarten shows that he is easily one of the most intelligent characters in the series. Finally, let's talk about Seringen. Out of all the characters, he might be the most intelligent in terms of scientific knowledge. Seringen is literally a surgeon, and he played a major role in helping the doctors create many of the characters in the kindergarten. He also helped BanBan lock Flumbo in the closet. Without Syringen's help, that plan wouldn't have worked. On top of that, Seringen has extensive knowledge of Givanium, which is one of the most important elements in the Garten of BanBan series. He understands how it works, how it affects different characters, and how it can be used to create or destroy life. In terms of pure knowledge, Seringen is one of the smartest characters in the entire series. Of course, there are many more intelligent characters in Garten of BanBan, and we still have upcoming characters like Bruschista and Flumbo, who might turn out to be highly intelligent as well. Some theories even suggest that both of these characters will play a huge role in the future. But for now, based on what we know, the smartest characters in Garten of BanBan are Stinger Flynn and Sir Dadadu.